Whether you're brand new to the electric skateboarding world or a seasoned rider, this video will have something for you. We're going to run through 7 myths and misconceptions we hear from riders that simply aren't true, or there is more to the story than meets the eyes. Let's kick it off with, don't run your board to 0%. While it's true that you never want to get a normal battery to above or below its maximum and minimum rated voltage, all Evolve boards have a battery management system, or BMS. The job of the BMS is to manage all things about the battery, including a safe place for 0%, and it's also what stops your board charging when it reaches 100%. So we've taken the hard work out of needing to look after your battery health, and you won't do any damage by running your board until it turns off. Carbon is better than bamboo. Both the GTR and Haitian series have both a carbon and bamboo variation. And because the carbon is the more expensive of the two, it can be perceived as the better one. In truth, the differences in price come down to the intricacy and material cost of developing the carbon deck. Both boards have exactly the same electronic system, so power, speed, range, and control are going to be identical, and the differences come down to how the deck feels under your feet. There is an entire carbon versus bamboo challenge video on our YouTube which goes into depth on the differences and finding the right board for yourself. Speaking of other videos, did you know we give away an Evolve skateboard every single month? All you need to do is comment on any of our YouTube videos, and for additional entries hit subscribe, follow, like and comment on the Evolve Instagram account. You need board experience to e-skate. We understand starting a new sport can be a daunting experience, but thousands of our riders have never stepped foot on a normal skateboard, a surfboard, or a snowboard. Of course, previous experience is going to help you feel more comfortable at the very beginning, but within an hour or so, riders start getting a feel for the board and begin the process of building their skills. Electric skateboards don't require maintenance. While you won't be up for regular mechanic visits like a car, an electric skateboard is still a vehicle and will need some maintenance from time to time. A simple service just requires a clean and re-greasing of the trucks and bearings. All moving parts are consumable, and over time they will wear out, so things like tires, bearings and belts won't last forever. Over thousands of miles you might even find the grip tape wears down, your motors need replacing, and after years of use even the battery will lose capacity and performance. Small wheels get better range. Range is affected by many things like weight, air temperature, and of course how you ride. Urethane street wheels are smaller than pneumatics, but the reason they get more range is largely due to having a much lower rolling resistance and not because of the diameter of the wheel. If we pretend roll resistance is not a factor, the next biggest thing that affects range within the drive system is the gearing ratio, which is a combination of wheel size and drive gear size, as this will create lower or higher gearing ratios. Neither of these are definitively more likely to give you more range, rather a certain ratio is more efficient in certain types of riding, and if you match your riding style with the right gearing, you'll get a better result. If you find yourself doing a lot of acceleration from a standstill, climbing hills, and not reaching top speeds, then a low gearing ratio will be more efficient. But if you are maintaining a higher speed for long periods without the need for low-end torque, a higher gearing ratio will get you better range. In a real-world environment, most people will be doing a mix of both, which is why our 97mm 32 gear option is a stock setup and is a middle ground between a higher and lower ratio. Double kingpins are unstable. Sure, compared to a traditional kingpin or channel truck, our supercar truck has a lot more movement, and to an unexperienced rider, this could be seen as unstable. Double kingpins are designed for lower speed carving and maneuverability. So compared to these other trucks, you will get a better turning circle, deeper carves, and it is easier to turn. But does that make them unstable at high speeds? In the context of Evolve boards, double kingpins are more than capable to riding to top speed with complete stability. But obviously the rider themselves needs to have the skills for it. Some tips for high speed stability is to keep the majority of your weight on your front foot, keep the board straight and stable, and if you find it too loose, replace the bushings with harder compound ones. Heavier riders need to tighten their trucks. Often heavier riders think they need to tighten their trucks to keep themselves stable. This does make the truck stiffer, but it does so by squishing the bushings and not allowing them to do their job and hindering your ride experience. You should replace with harder compound bushings and run the nut looser. For example, a 70 kilo rider may ride with 92A bushings and 3 threads showing on each kingpin, while a 100 kilo rider should run 98A bushings with the same 3 threads showing. We hope at least one of these points helped you learn a little bit more about the electric skateboarding world. If you think we missed any myths, let us know what they are in the comments. We release a new video every Wednesday, so be sure to subscribe and we'll see you on the next one.